Imagine you're sitting in a crowded corporate boardroom in New York, 1977. The hum of usual jargon fills the air, but then Robert K. Greenleaf stands up and drops a bombshell. Leadership should be about serving others, not commanding them. Everyone shifts, caught between skepticism and curiosity. Can leaders truly lead by putting others first? This simple question starts a revolution that's still reshaping how we see work, power, and purpose. Greenleaf flips the traditional leadership script and the tension. It's about redefining power itself and what it means to lead well. Greenleaf's own story at AT&T is a goldmine. As a longtime executive, he witnessed firsthand how command and control leadership crushed innovation. But he also saw something else. When leaders began to genuinely care for their teams' needs and growth, a quiet revolution began. People thrived, collaboration soared. It wasn't about authority anymore, it was about nurturing. Think of leadership like a garden, not a throne. The leader's role isn't to sit atop power, but to cultivate the soil where talents can sprout. Like a gardener pruning and watering, a servant leader creates conditions for people to grow healthier, wiser, freer, allowing the organization itself to flourish naturally. Here's the kicker. Greenleaf argues that leaders who serve don't just help others, they unlock a deeper joy in themselves. By focusing on people's growth and autonomy, leaders experience an unexpected freedom, shedding the burdens of ego and control. The payoff? Organizations transform into thriving, human-centered institutions. Here's a wild twist. Greenleaf says the true leader must often become a follower. What does that look like when power usually means command? In one of the essays, Greenleaf tells of a school principal in Michigan who transformed her entire district by just listening deeply. Instead of imposing decisions, she asked, "What do you need to grow?" That simple shift made everyone, from teachers to students, feel truly valued, sparking unprecedented engagement and achievement. Listening here isn't passive. It's like tuning a fine radio to catch the faintest signals. Leaders, by deeply hearing the needs and hopes of others, help steer the entire organization away from chaos toward harmony. This ripple effect multiplies as individuals feel trusted and empowered to lead in their own roles. The ultimate test of servant leadership, when those served become servant leaders themselves. Instead of hoarding authority, the servant leader hands off power, creating a self-sustaining network of leaders. It's leadership as a relay, not a solo sprint, building stronger, resilient institutions where everyone grows. Greenleaf doesn't just want better bosses. He envisions institutions that live and breathe service. But how can this practically happen in bureaucracies or governments? He tells the story of the U.S. Peace Corps, an institution designed to serve others, not just America's interests. Leaders there don't cling to status. They build systems that outlast them, focusing on sustainable growth, health, and autonomy of those they serve. The Peace Corps embodies how institutions built on service transform both the served and the servers. Greenleaf's reflections invoke Robert Frost's poem Directive, connecting servant leadership to a spiritual quest, an inner journey to go back to a simpler, more authentic form of leading. This leadership runs deeper than titles. It's about humility, openness, readiness to serve as the world evolves. What stays after the leader is gone? According to Greenleaf, it's the legacy of those who serve, not dominate. Institutions that prioritize service create ripples through generations, inspiring future leaders to carry the torch. Power fades, but service echoes infinitely. Remember that boardroom in '77 where Greenleaf challenged the status quo? That moment was less an end than a beginning, a call to rethink leadership as service. Here's your move. Tomorrow, pick one person you later work with and ask, "What do you need to grow?" That simple question could spark your own quiet revolution. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.